Now, moving back to the mother city here, and it's day one of the 9th BRICS Parliamentary Forum Assembly, which is being held rather here at Empress Palace in Ekurhuleni in South Africa. And this as the chair of the 15th BRICS Summit last month, which was held here in Johannesburg, is hosting the 9th Parliamentary Forum Assembly. Delegates from BRICS nations will be in attendance as part of the bloc's commitment to strengthening diplomatic ties. SABC's parliamentary journalist, Abra Barbier, well, she's here in Ekurhuleni in Gauteng. Good to have Abra up here with us. Abra, good morning. So just coming straight off the back of the BRICS Summit last month, what will be the focus of the Parliamentary Forum Assembly?
Sakina, good morning to you. And yes, when I came to Joburg, everybody said, oh, you're going to be getting away from the Cape Town cold. But it seems like I brought the cold with me this morning. But yes, I am here at Empress Palace, where we will be for the next 2 days, keeping an eye on the BRICS Parliamentary Forum. This, of course, comes hot on the heels of the Heads of State Summit last month. And what we know is that this forum is for delegates from the BRICS nations who belong to parliaments, who belong to committees, members, assemblies from those nations, and they are here essentially to, as our parliament does, to hold to account the executive, to scrutinize the executive, and that is the same that will be happening over here. The BRICS delegates of the Parliamentary Forum will be holding to account the promises made, the memorandum signed by the heads of state from last month's meeting. Of course, right now I will be speaking to the Secretary to our Parliament, Xolile George, who will be assisting us in terms of the overview of what we can expect over the next 2 days. And he also will be opening the meeting today. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. What can we expect just in terms of logistics and administration over the next two days?
Good morning, Abra. Good morning to all the Morning Live viewers. Today is a very important and exciting day for our country, in particular for playing host to the world around reinforcing what the executive most recently, as 2 months ago, held what has been hailed as a very successful BRICS summit in our shores. And we too, at the level of Parliament, we are playing host to global leaders of our legislatures to come to our country and map out some of the enablers of implementation of those key policy decisions around BRICS, using the legislative power of Parliament to create enabling infrastructure. We are brought together by a very profound theme that is about enhancing multilateralism and parliamentary diplomacy to deepen BRICS and Africa partnership. And in particular for us as Africans, to ensure that the Africa Free Trade Agreement will lay a foundation to make sure that we reinforce trade relations amongst our countries, but also to articulate responses of parliaments around dealing with such issues as peace and securities, issues around climate change, issues around implementing economic development, in particular for us as South Africa, how we can deepen our own growth in terms of economic relations with our countries, but also in the main to enhance partnership and open up our country in terms of improving our economic competitiveness. So we're quite excited that today we will be receiving the Deputy President of the Republic to come and officially open this summit of BRICS. And there's overwhelming attendance by member states of BRICS. Member parliaments are all here. And we're quite excited as South Africa. And on behalf of presiding officers of Parliament, we are ready to make sure that today's proceedings run smoothly. And later on tomorrow, we have commissions that will be unpacking some of the key resolutions arising out of this. But also, most importantly, Abra, there is an agreement that needs to be signed by all partners in terms of the memorandum of understanding that will be adapted to each of the countries. But what it seeks to do is to bring all of us together to make sure that the rules of engagements, the areas of cooperation are understood, and also ensure that the new members that would now be officially accepted, as was recently announced in July, from January next year, they also are forming part of this BRICS. So it means the connecting part is already there. And as Parliament of South Africa, quite excited that we are playing host on the 9th BRICS Forum of Parliaments.
Thank you so much for your time. That was Secretary to the Parliament of South Africa, Mr. Xolile George. And yes, we will be keeping an eye out, and we will be discussing, we'll be going in depth in terms of geopolitical issues later on. And for that, we will obviously be speaking to the presiding officers of Parliament and hopefully some of the MPs who will be in attendance over the next 2 days. Sakina, back to you.